Okay, once again, it's your boys from HeadMovement TV, and this is Watch Your Mouth. Halamala Talavala.
Halamala Talavala.
Walla Yamala.
Walla Yamala.
Yeah. So, alright then, so let's talk about the fight that we seen last night between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. So, I'm going to sit back and let you two start it off. Momo, what do you think about the actual fight?
Mad thing, mad fight. That fight went exactly how I thought it would go, which sounds mad because most of the times I'm wrong. And I think it's going to go...
really?
No, but when you think a fight is going to go exactly how it's going to go, like it never really works out that way. But I knew AJ is going to struggle with Povetkin, and I thought he would be behind on points.
Yeah.
Because obviously Povetkin's a gold medalist from 2004, and I've seen him box, and I know what kind of problem, his pedigree and what problems he poses. But I thought eventually AJ is going to catch him, and when he starts catching him, it's going to unfold that way. Obviously, there's more to talk about in the fight, but my first response to that is it went how I thought.
Brothers, what do you think?
I can't say it went how I thought. Well, no, that's wrong. It did kind of go how I thought because I did feel like Povetkin was going to cause Anthony Joshua trouble. We discussed it all beforehand, and we all said that we felt like, like the casual fan that isn't really a deep boxing fan wouldn't see the dangers of Povetkin because, as we said, the gold medal and
even some experts.
Like some people was just speaking about him like his. But as you saw, he's only ever lost to Klitschko, now Anthony Joshua. I was actually surprised with the frequency that he managed to catch Anthony Joshua. That's what, I was my heart beat a bit more faster than it. I felt like I wanted it to at times, if you know what I'm saying. Man, I had that. So it did go as I thought, but maybe Povetkin was a bit more dangerous at times than what I thought.
Well, what I think is obviously with age comes experience. Now, there was a gulf between them in experience, no doubt about it. And we all know that Anthony Joshua has a weakness to these small, tough fighters. I feel that Alexander Povetkin is the best out of them in this whole Mike Tyson-esque way, how he can close the distance and get these looping shots in.
Peekaboo kind of.
Yeah, or because you saw him sometimes getting in like that, exactly the same as Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson, and even the black shorts and black gloves, you know what I mean? It was like watching a white Mike Tyson in there. Every shot he was throwing was intended to get Anthony Joshua out of there. So it looked like he didn't plan ahead because you are old and nobody can keep that pace up where every shot you're throwing is to get your opponent out of there. And I think that's what we saw as the fight was getting on. Anthony Joshua adjusted and dropped his guard from, he's normally up here running. You saw he had his left hand down, and that was so that the jab could spring out from the hip and hit the body without him reaching down and exposing himself. So that's what I felt like I seen towards the end of the fight.
He also had the hand down, and this is why he got caught quite a bit, because he didn't really he respected Povetkin's power. He didn't respect his straight right hand. He knew that the left hook is the sleeper. So that at all costs is going to be here. So he got hit with some overhand rights that he didn't really want to get hit with, but he didn't mind as much because normally, like he said, his guard's all the way up here. But he's making sure that left hook don't land on him.
I feel like he felt Povetkin's power and was like, okay, but it wasn't like he was totally scared of the power. You could see as the fight went on.
He's been hit by Vlad as well, so he's a big lad. But he knew that compared to the Takam fight, he knew this guy can stop me. Yeah, he knew that, and he fought that way.
I think it looked. We saw the nerves affect his performance a lot more so than we have in pretty much in his career so far. He looked a bit nervous, and I think at times, because I was sitting with my old man, and he was like. And he was saying from a few rounds before, he was saying, Joshua, you've got 2 stone on him. Let your hands go a bit more. You know what I'm saying? He seemed a bit cautious at times to let his hands go, and maybe that was because of what you're saying. The difference in the experience, because some of the craftiness. There was at the end of round 1. What Povetkin throws and he catches him. There's one uppercut what he throws, but it's just to lift his head enough so he can bang with the left hook.
It was jab, uppercut, left hook.
Yeah, but it was so
unorthodox.
It was so even I've saw a lot of smaller fighters like these shorter heavyweights. I've saw them try and put combos together and but I've never saw them quite as like slick as that. If you know what I'm saying.
Unless your name's Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, I mean,
do you know what? But this is what
era.
we're saying. It was like glimpses of Mike Tyson. If what was the who did they used to say was the white Mike Tyson? He was in the Tommy Guns. Tommy Guns. He was trying to fight like Mike Tyson. But what I saw from Povetkin is somebody that fights like Povetkin in spells where he's the antidote to these big fighters, you know what I mean?
And that's it's another thing what me and him was on about as well. It's like when you're an amateur, right? It's like he was heavyweight the whole time. So he's used to fighting these 6 foot guys, you know, like whatever. Whereas when you're Joshua, you're used to fighting people probably your eye line, maybe a bit shorter or a bit taller, not at Povetkin's height. You know what I'm saying?
So fights short as well.
Yeah, so you
like
get
when they were standing in
why was AJ fighting short? Did you notice that? AJ
because I think
exactly
that. I think it was because he began to struggle so much with Povetkin at times. Like I say, when watching the fight. And my heart beat a couple of times when it's like a bit extra because I felt like the difference in experience allowed him to land some shots that nobody really wants to get caught with a shot, but worrying shots, if you know what I'm saying, shots.
Very clean shots.
Very. There was not just the one at the end of the first round. There was another left hook in particular where AJ seemed to be in control of the round.
Yeah.
And then he just threw a boom, and he caught him with the left hook.
And it was like boom, and then he stepped out and caught him with another little one.
Yeah.
I remember that shot. You know, I thought to myself that was flush as well, right on the
don't get me wrong. I understand AJ's style isn't that, you know, I'm gonna, you know, like the box. I'm just gonna jab your head off and walk around on the outside all night. It's not him. So he goes into the kitchen. He's gonna get hit. But that, like I say, that was a bit. Povetkin showed me why I was a bit worried before the fight. Why I was like, this geezer's got a gold medal. Why we was like, he's got a gold medal. You know what I'm saying?
And AJ's gonna have to ping him.
To
change the fight.
And respectfully, so even though we wanted to speak about AJ Wilder, which is like, you know, that's a major fight, we wanted to, but we understood the seriousness of it, and that's why it's like, you know, we had to get through. We had to see AJ get through this Povetkin fight for us to be able to start talking about April of next year.
Do you know what thing that I seen from last night? How potentially devastating AJ's jab can be. You know, if he uses that. Some of them jabs to the stomach that he was pulling off, was turning the fight around.
Yeah, he slowed him down as well.
He slowed his body right down. He slowed him down.
You see, with us, we'd probably have to like load up with that. You know, load up with the power, the twister. If he just had his arm out straight and you walked into it, it's gonna hurt. It's 18 stone. You know what I'm saying? It's a big arm. So it's like with him. What you see about AJ a lot. Well, you haven't saw it in the Parker fight, and a little bit less in this fight, which is what I said in my prediction. I didn't want to see in this fight, which I feel like he paid for at times, was being too reserved, too behind the jab. Because AJ, say 3, 4, 5 fights ago, every shot was like bad intentions, looking to take your head off, if you know what I'm saying. And that's the AJ we saw the moment he hurt Povetkin, because the moment he hurt him, the killer was like,
the roadman was
like, I didn't feel like Povetkin should have even been allowed past that long 19-second count that he gave him. He's like, he's got to 10 and he's let him up, and then you can still count 6 seconds on, and he's like, "You all right?" I was screaming, "Get out of the way!" You know, like
he was done
because it was what's it called?
Momo.
Now I was going to say something quickly on AJ's defense.
Yeah,
and I think there was a few things exposed in his defense but luckily for AJ, or good for AJ, that I don't think there's many other fighters that can expose it like that. But when they're coming from the angles, AJ sometimes waited for the shot to get hit and then move.
Which is what happened at the end of round 1.
Yeah,
he stayed there for too long.
He was bracing for it, like which is you have to do sometimes, but it can be risky.
You can't do it all the time.
Yeah, you can't do it all the time, because then if the one lands, then the other will land, and the other will land, which is what happened.
No, because he'll make the read, and he'll always know, all right, then if I continue to throw it, you're not going to move, you're just going to stand there. So all I have to do is get my angles, which is pretty much what David Price was doing against Povetkin. after he got caught, he didn't move his feet no more, and it was just
yeah,
high
just
guard, soaking
it.
everything up. But with Povetkin, like you said, with the experience, he can come around with that little. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Tyson.
And that's it.
And his feet move at the same time. So it's not just from
His whole way of getting inside a big fighter is probably one of the most impressive ways I've saw. Like for a modern fighter in our era, right? Since Iron Mike, like keeping him out of it. I haven't really saw a fighter like don't get me wrong, I like Chisora and that, but these people, they can't close this distance like Povetkin can. But his whole everything what he does, because even like how he uses that shot to set up that shot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that was because he'd made the read on what you said. Joshua wasn't moving his feet at a lot when he was defending. Yeah. He just ended up like kind of
coming
like talk about I can take bang. Bang, I can hold it.
And I've got sympathy for Joshua there. And with the, you know, when people are saying what style of fight you should come out to, because he's changed his body a few times. So he don't know how much of a punch he can take and what kind of punch he can give. Obviously, he's still a hard hitter. But I know it when I've been hitting gym or when I'm big or a bit smaller. You lack a bit of confidence in can I thwack this guy? So it's been a bit tough that way. But I think once he's felt a few, and he felt a few in this one, he thought, you know what, I'm all right.
Do you know what is scary though, fam? You know that left hook he's got, the one saying he hit Klitschko with it the first time he knocked Klitschko down. He had him in a barrage of punches, and it was the left hook that really was like, all right, he's going down now. You know what I'm saying? And yesterday he caught Povetkin with it, went to the body with the right.
And we said it at in the first round as well, before Povetkin hurt Anthony Joshua, the first person to like draw blood, not actual blood, was AJ, and it was right hook to the body, left up top. But I think he just missed the left there. No, he got him in the temple.
That's probably what made him more red. The temple. That's what probably made him more red. Like, because Povetkin had a bit of a red face, but I was thinking it was a lot of the jabs he was eating. You know, like.
It was actually an uppercut that he cut his eye with, didn't it? You know, he drags your head down like this, and he cut because the commentators were saying I think it was a clash of heads. Then we saw at the end it was from an uppercut.
But didn't he hit his own glove into his face or something? He uppercutted Povetkin's
I only seen it live. I've not seen no.
Looking blighter. But this is what I'm saying. If we're gonna talk about defense. There's something we gotta say in regards to Deontay Wilder. Like AJ still doesn't take his head off the central line. Even when he is moving his feet, it's just still he's here, and you know what I mean. And deceptible to that right hand of Deontay Wilder. This is what I'm most worried about, because Deontay Wilder. I saw AJ taking shots better than I'm normally seeing him take shots. He takes a shot and
I'll agree with that.
His face, he's taking shots better now. Do you know what I mean? And he even said at the end, rolling shots. But it doesn't matter how you can take a shot, because when Deontay Wilder touches you
at heavyweight, it's never a good game plan.
When he touches you,
was as Charles Martin found
you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Charles Martin found out.
I
don't think. Go on. I don't think Deontay Wilder. You know, boxing styles make fights and everything. Yeah. I don't think Deontay Wilder can take anything from that fight. Like, he don't replicate that style at all. Povetkin can be in the kitchen, in the heat, and knock you out. Like, he could be in a better position than you are.
It's better for Povetkin to be here. It's better for Povetkin to be close than further away. It's more dangerous for him to be further away from them, these guys. Whereas Wilder, that would be smothering his work to be on AJ's chest. How's he going to work? He can't throw that straight, and he's
got no inside game. He ain't got an inside game. He's skinny.
He's got the windmill game. That's all he's got. But even then, he only starts that once he's hurt. Otherwise, you get 7 rounds of
following.
This is cocked and ready. You know, like that. Just letting you know at all times, like, yo, it's here, bro.
To beat AJ or to have any success against him, because no one's beat him. To have any success against him, I think you need to be able to be a bit safe in the ring. So Takam was a bit safe because he moves his head. Same with Povetkin, he was a bit safe. Parker was safe because of his feet. Klitschko was safe because of his feet. So then you got time to work. If you can't be safe from what AJ's throwing, if you're just going to stand there in front of you, I think he's going to knock his spark out.
You've got to give him that problem. You can't. You see with AJ, right? Like, and you get it with Deontay, but with AJ, it looks so much worse because he's so much technically more crisp with it. His techniques level, if you ask me anyway, is like how his whole how his whole style's better than
Wilder's.
Well, more. I can't say better.
It's better.
It is better, but it's more orthodox, should I say? Because
yeah.
sometimes unorthodox works for some people.
Yeah.
So it's more the orthodox, and it's like more crisp, by the book, textbook of how you'd what's it called. So if you see, when you're seeing him throw combos, he can reel them off quicker because his body's always in a decent place. Wilder can't always throw his combos because he's through the right and he's looking at the floor over here, and he's got to come back up and throw that and end up, you know, like he's.
And when he does end up there, what's AJ gonna do?
No, but if you miss, then what?
One shot from AJ.
And how does Wilder look when people are throwing at him? I think he looks terrible.
Yeah.
He goes back in a straight line.
And looks scared. And he looks scared.
And with AJ is, well, not all the time does AJ just throw one shot. We've saw AJ throw 4-5 punch combinations. What have I saw from Deontay Wilder's defense that's going to show me he's going to avoid that, if you know what I'm saying. But again, I agree with what you're saying, because if AJ gets caught by that shot, it's pretty much the first one to land the shot. But the way I feel about it is because of AJ's better like boxing pedigree, how he's like, you know, is the like, I don't know the right. I'm talking the
conventional boxing style.
Like how it is and his technique. Because with what Wilder's got, because he puts himself out of position, it becomes detrimental to him. There was a fight. I think it was Teddy Atlas. Yeah. Was we on about it? I think we spoke about it before. I think you was the one that spoke to me about it.
I don't know really.
YouTube video.
Where he's breaking down Wilder's defense on YouTube, and is it who's he fighting? The Polish guy.
Spilka.
And Spilka fakes him, and he throws the right, and he ends up like from nowhere. But there weren't no and you can't do against Tyson Fury. You can't do that against AJ. You're gonna be sleeping.
You'll get
you know what I'm saying?
Fury Wilder.
Yeah.
Because obviously
it is on. You start with the Fury Wilder.
It's on.
Is it really on? I don't know. You know what? Not until the end. What did we see recently? A guy they were both in the ring, and my man said, "See you later." In a bit.
No, he should have done that though, because they tried cutting his purse on that day. So they told him when.
That's wrong.
And
until these two were in the ring.
Now I understand where you're at with that.
I was there, but from when BT got involved, BT Sport, BT Box Office, they're not involved in the Warren games and the Warren Eddie Hearn games and all of that. They are seeing money, they're seeing figures.
I think Frank Warren's getting serious. I think he's starting to realise that he can't keep doing what he was doing 4 or 5 years ago. Like these things where you had Bondu talking about him not paying fighters and stuff like that. Like he can't keep doing stuff like that.
We've never seen that with Matchroom. We've never seen court cases.
Have you saw that? Because I haven't seen that.
Fighters.
As a major boxing promoter in the UK, one of the top 2-3 boxing promoters, that's not what we should be seeing. And what we're now seeing from him is these the deal. Is it with HBO or Showtime in America?
Is that Frank Warren?
What do you? They've got the massive deal.
Yeah, they've just made a deal.
The DAZN Counter-Strike.
It might be ESPN.
But big American deal.
Basically, the DAZN Counter-Strike. But basically, Eddie Hearn have got Sky Sports and the DAZN. But you've got BT Sport, Box Nation, and ESPN and that. You know, like
is he still to do with Box Nation?
Yeah, he owns it.
Is he still
does he own it?
I heard something. I know he used to own it, but I heard something. I think this is recently. He's got.
That might be why
it's gone shit.
Yeah. That might be why. Like,
I don't think he
was looking for fights. Who was it? And it was like a
Spence got.
Errol Spence. Why wouldn't you have Errol Spence's fight on Box Nation? Like, but that
it's been about 10 fights that we thought it was going to be, and that would have been on Box Nation. Why Box Nation was putting pressure on everyone else because they were getting these.
If you notice, this is where he's getting all these deals now. He's got BT Sport Box Office behind him. He's gone to America, got ESPN. He's got Yard, Dubois. He's getting a little stable behind him. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of following the platform that Eddie's like what Eddie's doing. He's just kind of following that platform, but it'll be successful for him if we see exciting fights. We can't continue to see Dubois flat and. You know, like
taxi driver.
Yeah,
he's fighting a name. Next old guy. What's his name?
Because not being disrespectful.
He's fighting a name. Old guy.
It's an old guy.
That's his name.
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
That's more
the one that has never been stopped until AJ.
Let's just get off the side missions. Yeah. You believe Tyson Fury can beat Deontay Wilder. Let's hear why.
I think he will.
You think he
will?
I
think he will. I'm looking to put my money on it.
Okay, let's hear why.
I don't bet though. So but if I did, I'd be putting my money on it. I don't think I don't think you can catch Tyson Fury with. No, well, you can catch him, but I don't think your game plan could be to try to catch him with one shot.
Yeah.
Klitschko's a one-shot master, whether it's the jab, left hook, or right hand, and because he moves so much and he's doing that, he's gonna fight. Klitschko followed him around like what Wilder does. And
Yeah,
it didn't look good, and Wilder does that anyway against Artur Spilsky.
Not even as good as what Klitschko does it. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Nowhere
So
near.
and he's understalking, and I think if you try to do one shot at a time against Tyson Fury, even if he's not in the best shape, he has to be in better shape than he was against Pianeta.
Yeah.
But if it's just one shot, then I don't think Wilder's going to land without getting countered. I don't think Wilder's going to land before eating jabs, because he's going to eat jabs from an 18 stone guy, and Wilder's what 14, 15, well 15 stone.
Yeah,
he comes.
yeah.
That's a massive thing when it comes to just
Put
when
it
it comes to
this way,
taking.
But he doesn't hit.
Do
like a
you
15
think?
stone,
Yeah,
like-
but do you think that Tyson Fury hits harder than Eric Molina?
He just,
Could be, yeah.
You know, if
Why
Tyson Fury
not?
doesn't plant his feet the way these other boxers
Yeah, but
do.
Molina's not the greatest.
Nah,
yeah,
Molina's not a
He's
hard
not
hitter.
a power puncher.
And
like
Fury is no Wilder, no Price, not AJ.
This is
nah,
what
nah,
I'm saying. You know, if I was on about a raw power puncher, I'd understand, but Molina's not.
Yeah.
And Molina wobbled Wilder out of his boots. So I think that we're underestimating that if it goes a couple of rounds and Wilder hasn't caught him, what's he going to have taken back?
Yeah. And when he does fall over and he does these mad punches, Fury's going to counter him.
Can make
Fury's
him
a very
pay.
good,
And
very
being
good.
15 stone, with Fury being whatever weight he's going to be,
Leaning on you.
leaning on him.
Yeah.
It's what he did to
Yeah.
Cunningham. Remember
Yeah.
Cunningham
He's
fought
a very-
was a bit
he's a
awkward for him at the
very
start.
clever
Yeah.
man.
And then he just leant on him for a couple of rounds, and then as you saw the finish,
And you
Oh,
see,
forearm
and you see,
and-
this is why. and this is why I think that Tyson Fury in the condition he'll be in December, would not be ready for Joshua just yet,
Yeah.
but he'll be ready for Wilder.
Yeah.
Because against Joshua, you can't just hold him, because Joshua's got inside game. And it's not just one punch you got to worry about, because it can be combinations.
Yeah.
And Joshua's got that switch moment where,
Yeah.
like I was watching the
Puts it on
fight,
the line,
I was
innit?
watching that fight, and my prediction was 6 to 9 rounds.
Yeah.
But before that, when they walked out in that round, I did not think Joshua was going to stop him this round.
Yeah.
I did not think that, but he's got that switch, and when it comes in, he opened him up with the body and the left hook. Did the same thing to Klitschko.
Yeah.
The finishing move was that body shot first.
God
Completely
goes
open.
down and
Because
it-
you
yeah.
can't, the human core can't take Anthony Joshua
Bomb
smashing your body.
It was very similar. It was even
Yeah.
on the ropes
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same way. He
He
just
knows-
went down.
Because he knows it. He knows, bang, and that's going to open
but
it
there's
up.
a right hand he catches Povetkin with on the ropes, literally before he stops it.
Yeah,
the last
yeah,
right
yeah.
hand he throws.
Pushes him back.
And he's like all on the ropes.
Do you know what?
And you see the corner man coming in for like dear life.
I was like, if I'm your boy, I've got to come in.
Do you know why that happened like that?
Yeah.
Because the amount of times that Joshua's watched that last moment of him and Klitschko and thought, this is how I should have put him away.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
in again. And he knew Klitschko did the same thing where he leant back on the
Yeah.
ropes and Joshua just leant over Povetkin and was like,
Bang.
oh,
He
take
taught
that.
Molina with the similar right hand as well, and then stood after it. You know when Molina was up the ropes and he went bang, kind of, and then come back like that and just stood there for a minute.
But going back to Wilder, the thing is with Wilder, like we've seen him in so many situations, where he looks like his opponent is the better boxer. He's behind on the scorecards.
Gerald Washington, for example.
But this is what I'm saying. He's just very good at finding that right hand, and he's got a good jab, like he said. He's got a very, very good jab.
Decent jab.
My debate is right with Deontay Wilder, and this is with the Fury situation as well. It's like what I didn't like about Fury and Fury becoming pally with Wilder. Yeah, if you look at the facts are Anthony Joshua in 22 fights. Name his last 6 fights. You've got Povetkin in there. You've got Parker in there. You've got Brazil in there. You've got Takam in there. You've got Klitschko in there. You've got Dillian White in there. Probably 8 fights ago, however many fights ago. This is his 22nd fight. What was these lot doing in their 22nd fight?
6 rounders.
So to be calling somebody at
What was Fury doing?
nothing like this, nowhere
Fury's
near.
supposed to fight
wait,
lads
sorry,
the
wait
first
there.
time.
What is Fury's record? Sorry,
25 and something, I think.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So then he might have been doing all right.
No, 'cause he
might
was
have had
supposed to
the
fight.
I'm
desire.
just thinking
No,
of
he was supposed to
Wilder.
fight. He
Wilder.
was supposed to fight Vladimir Klitschko after beating Chisora the first time.
Yeah.
Fury was chasing Klitschko.
No, but that was the.
Wilder wasn't chasing Klitschko.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Wilder, right, is talking about AJ, and he could have fought Klitschko. Why didn't?
Yeah.
How did AJ fight Klitschko before you? I don't understand.
There's no secret that Wilder ducked Klitschko.
Alright, so then
it's no secret.
He's ducked Klitschko. The only people he's fought, what's Wilder's record now?
49 and 0, bro.
49 and 0, bro.
Nah, 40.
Put some respect.
41, man. Now 41.
49 cab drivers.
Here's his record. Stivan the first time, I'll give him credit for that one. Yeah. The second time, that wasn't even the proper Stivan. That Stivan was like 3 stone heavier than Stivan had ever been. You know, like you can see in the difference of the shape of the two. That wasn't a proper Stivan, right? And Luis Ortiz. Now, would Luis Ortiz beat Fury or AJ?
I don't think so.
Would he beat Klitschko?
I don't think so.
So, it's like, who was he really beating then? In your 40-something fights, all of this, I'm a WBC champion, all of this, everybody's running, I'm scared, everybody's scared, all of that.
And that's why I agree with Joshua. He's like, let's see these guys fight each other.
I love that, and it's right.
Exactly what you're saying. And it's funny that you say about Luis Ortiz, because that's always the thing that I fought with Luis Ortiz. Can we put him and Parker in the ring? Can we see how good he actually is?
So if he fights Parker now, can you guarantee? Is he the favourite if he fights Parker or Ortiz? Is he the favourite though?
After too long,
maybe it changed because they did a white.
Alright. So are you going to tell me you're comfortable with putting your money on Luis Ortiz in that fight?
No.
Because I'm telling you, I'm not saying he won't win. I'm not saying it, but to me that's a throw-up fight. It's not like King Kong Ortiz is some spectacular fight.
$1,000,000% if Povetkin and Luis Ortiz got in the ring. Povetkin all the way.
My money's on. I'll be honest with you, and I said this to him. I think Povetkin is horribly wrong for Deontay Wilder. Yeah. Horribly wrong because
there's no inside game.
It's so hard to just time with that one shot. It took AJ how many rounds to do it, right? We saw how many shots AJ had to take in that time
and
before he
got an inside game. Did you see that shot?
Where would Deontay Wilder's chin be at that point? Because any time we saw him take a decent shot, not even the most of, like we said, Molina. I understand Ortiz, right? But Molina. You know, like
he's getting ready to drop before the sleep.
He's ready. He's ready already. You know, he's ready.
That move was sick in 1947 or something.
The finish out.
Scared.
Nah, but like he's Wilder. Out of the 3 of them, if we're putting the 3 of them, yeah, right. We've got to say that Wilder's probably got the weakest chin. He's the hardest puncher, but he hasn't got the better chin than Joshua and all of these because we saw Joshua and all of these get up off the canvas in real situations.
And against legit hard hit.
Thank you. Against Klitschko's, all of these people that you see in these people take shots off. Fury nullified Klitschko for 12 rounds. Yeah, right. We've
took some shots as well.
If you're looking at like the AJ fight and Klitschko saying AJ struggled against somebody like Klitschko, that's meant to be a bit of a struggle, is it not?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? What did Deontay Wilder do with Ortiz? Who's somebody that's not struggled? But Ortiz isn't even of the level of.
Yeah, we can't make them equivalent.
We can't make
say Ortiz is good. We can't say
he's as good as Vlad because he's never done nothing nowhere near what Vlad's done, like in the pro game.
Not even once.
So it was like
they both have the same pedigree. Ortiz and Wilder, they're both supposedly but they fought no one to prove it against.
No one, and there was fighting each other. And if Stivan's the only other one you're gonna give me, D, it's like, all right, mate, you've had how many fights? 40-something fights now. You've had more than Fury and you've had more than Joshua, but these two were the duckers. These two,
the cherry pickers. You're the cherry. You're the one fighting.
That's the cherry picker. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
You know what's mad? It's like the consensus is that it's Wilder, Joshua, Fury. Wilder somehow at the top of the tree.
Yeah, because but it's the image. It's the image that gets and all the shouting and these knockouts. You know, like this when you see Stivan fight the way he does. Put Stivan in front of Anthony Joshua in that shape. Stivan was in, man.
Same.
Didn't you see what happened to Povetkin last night? Like what would happen to somebody?
The highlights for
all right, Stivan. You know what's perfect? Stivan is that small. What's it called, guy?
But he's not
nowhere near them levels. Nowhere near them. You know what I'm saying?
Like he was having good fights with Chris Arreola, man.
With Arreola,
you know.